Hey there guys, how's it going? This is Derek. Had a few people ask me how to braid hoses and cords so that they're not all tangled when they come out of the truck for work. I was going to I pulled a couple out and they're just in a pile in the back of the truck. We're going to see if I can get them to pull apart. And then I'll show you how to braid them. Shorty cord. That one was easy. These cords are usually a pain in the butt. This is an air hose actually. The thin air hose with the rubber. They're the hard. They don't really stretch, but as long as I don't knock over the camera. But that actually came out a lot easier than normal. Sometimes those are a headache. Next one's is 100-foot cord. This is an air hose, 100-foot air hose. This is just sitting in the back of the truck under a pile of sawhorses. Tangled with a bunch of other cords. Pulled it out. Ready to go. Maybe I'll wrap this one up since it's a huge long one. That's what I always do. I recommend putting the ends together. Then I pinch, flip over, and pull that through, which leaves you a nice little hole. And you go through that hole and pull through. Then you go through that hole you just created and pull through. Every now and then you end up having to whip it just to get it all straightened back out, back through. You always try to make the loops the same size. In the summer I make the loops smaller, in the winter I make the loops bigger because it's harder to get them out in the winter. But in the summer and when I'm storing them, I like to keep them tight because then they really don't get tangled. You just keep doing that until you get all the way to the end. Keep going. Guy that showed me how to do it said you pick an apple, put it in the basket. Pick an apple, put it in the basket. Pick an apple, put it in the basket. Gets a little repetitive. And then when I get to the end, I make that last loop. I pull through and I cinch it so then it won't come down. And I usually break them in half, fold them in half, and that's what you get. This will end up just getting thrown in the back of the truck because that's where it goes. This here is just exterior extension cord. I really like the blue flexible ones anymore. I stopped buying those orange ones completely. They would just shred so fast. Same thing, this cord will pull all the way out. No tangles all the way to the end. This one's had the guts redone on that, but just with some quality ends. Same thing. I hook the ends together because then where I'm at, you end up not hooking them together. They drag those ends through the mud. You got ends in that and your female end. So I just do that. Then you're safe to carry them without worrying about the mud. You just do the same thing. Did you guys see that? Sorry if I went too fast. So I just grab the handle, pinch below, flip down, leaves you with a nice hole. And you just start going. I see a lot of guys fold their cords in half. They'll fold it into 50 foot and then they'll fold it in half again and then do this. I just never liked doing it that way. I've always liked doing it this way. They don't get tangled that way either. but it's quite a bit harder to get them braided, especially when you have 4 hoses you're trying to pull through. And on the end one, I just pull through and tighten it up. And then that's how I store them. I'll end up just hanging it. Or in this case, it'll get thrown in the back of the truck. These little guys are really easy. Flip it over, give yourself your hole. Ends are pushed together. Reach through. Go through your hole again. Go through your hole again. Go through your hole again. And you're done. Go ahead and get this last air hose rolled up. The same thing. Put them together. Make a loop. Flip it over. Tighten the loop to what you want it. Go through that hole. Go through the hole again. I keep my thumb, I'll flip my thumb up when I come through, so I can go right through the same hole again and never lose it. You get faster and faster as you practice. But I've been doing it this way for 20 years, and compared to just looping a cord, there's no comparison. I spent so many days fighting looped cords versus braided cords. I mean, the only problem you have with these is if you make the loops too big, they'll sometimes go back through themselves. But I don't make the loops that big. I make them small so that I can get them out easy. Here, I'll show you how to do it on a saw as well. Best way to wrap your saw up. This is the best way I found to wrap a saw. I've seen a lot of guys wrap around and then try to go back through here. No, don't do it. Go right up through the handle. Do the same thing. You start that hole and braid it. Pull through, keep that hole and just keep braiding it back through. And then when you're done, push the end through and cinch it. Now technically you can carry it around like that because you're carrying it from the handle and not from back here. So this is another way you can drop something down to them. You can drop it from above, you can braid it, put one braid in it, and then you can drop something down holding on to that, but I wouldn't recommend pulling on the cord unless you want the cord to come out. But the nice thing is getting it undone. You don't have to unwrap it. You just go yank, and it's completely ready. And it doesn't get tangled when it's with a bunch of other tools. You can braid these tight, braid them loose. Totally up to you. That's what it should look like when it's done. Back through, and you're ready to go. By far the fastest and easiest way to wrap up a saw. And the easiest way to undo it. Alright, well thanks for watching guys. Hope I helped you out in one way or another. If you have anything you want to say, leave me a comment. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Have a good day.